One of the basic, most recurring problem in all martial arts is that I am the most vulnerable to being hit when I am going to hit somebody else. If you add weapons, especially bladed weapons into the mix, then that becomes an even bigger problem. Pekiti Tirsia, however, has a solution, and we call this solution laddering. Now, Pekiti has a formula that it likes you to apply when you're fighting. The first thing is that I want to find a way past my opponent's weapon. We call that our entry. Now once I've got past my opponent's weapon, before I can then look to strike at my opponent's body, I need to control my opponent's arm. If I don't do this, it's very possible that as I'm striking their body, they are cutting my body at the same time. I obviously do not want that. That's where my second step, after I've made my entry, after I've got past my opponent's weapon, my second step must be to control my opponent's weapon arm. And then after I do that, now I can look to finish the fight. While I'm doing the first two steps, which is making my entry as well as controlling my opponent's weapon arm, I want to also try and cause as much damage to my opponent's weapon arm as possible. We call this defanging the snake. And this entire process put together, these three steps, we call the Tri-V formula. Today we're delving into this control aspect, controlling my opponent's arm. And I can control the arm from a couple of different places. I can control the arm from the wrist. I can control the arm from the forearm, I can control the arm from between the elbow and the tricep, and I can then look for things like overhooks and underhooks where I'm looking to control maybe a little bit more of the shoulder and lats area. Within this we also have hierarchies. So if I want to move my opponent's arm, I will move it from the wrist. If I want to jam my opponent's arm into my opponent's body, I will go from around about the forearm to around about just below that tricep. If I want to lift my opponent's arm across their body and push it across their body and maybe open up their body or twist their body in a way where it becomes hard for them to face me, I will go between the elbow and the tricep. If I want to start breaking their structure, start making them bend over this way or this way, then I can start looking for maybe like a deep underhook, flaring my elbow out and kind of doing this to my opponent. So we have like a hierarchy for this. However, it's very hard for me to go from long range to being able to just reach my opponent's tricep or between the elbow and the tricep. And that's where laddering comes into play, because I need to start from somewhere. So first I need to not get hit by my opponent's weapon. And so generally you're going to go either to the wrist or the forearm, inside the forearm or outside the forearm. Depends on where you are and what you're trying to do. From there, I want to continue to ladder up how I am controlling the body or how I am controlling the arm to then get more control over their body while still keeping control of the weapon arm, and then I can look for finishes. So we're working off this low thrust. Sari is going to give me a low thrust. The first thing I have to do, sounds very obvious but it's true, that rhymed, is don't die. Now the idea is that I'm looking to ladder my way up from his arm up to my more vital targets that I want to hit. But I want to do that without losing control. So when he is thrusting me, I want to stop that and cut, or jam that and cut. Now from here, I can 100% go directly, but perhaps he can stop it. And if he stops it, there are a bunch of things that I can work around it. But instead of going to a place where he could stop it, I'm going to attack the arm one more time. I'm going to cut the bicep, but again I want to increase or level up or ladder up my control as well. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. So I'm cutting the bicep and then jamming the bicep. And now from here I'm going to range out. So if we just change positions, if I just range out, now I can then look to cut that neck. So one more time, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm looking to cut. And we can play this as a speed drill because that will help with our coordination as well. But if I'm going slowly, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The important thing to do is I'm not going 1, 2, and I'm just letting that be, right? I want to go 1, 2, 3. It has to be speed, and I'm laddering up my control, and then I'm attacking that neck while I'm ranging out as well. I'm going to take a small quick break in the video to tell you a little bit about the exclusive content that we offer on our YouTube memberships and on our Patreon page. On both pages, we have exclusive videos like the drill of the week, as well as extended versions of these YouTube videos that go out for free for you guys. We also have two other series on our Patreon page. One is called Two Horns Training Thoughts and one is called Ancient Arts Modern Warriors. These are just longer extended videos where you and me get to talk about the martial arts, my opinion on the martial arts, as well as just delving into different other martial arts, and we get to spend some time together on this thing that we love. If you'd like to know more about any of these pages, I'm going to leave links in the description down below as well as the pinned comments. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now back to the video. The basic concept is that I'm looking to start my control of his arm from his wrist and then his tricep or bicep, and then I can go and attack somewhere up high. But all the while I'm looking to get some kind of control of his arm. So even if I go the other side, I'm starting with control of the wrist, controlling the tricep, and then I can attack higher. Because if I don't, if I just go here and here, he's gonna hit me. So I always want to increase my control. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to add, leave that in the comments down below. Please do subscribe to the channel. All of these things really do help out our school and this channel a lot. A huge thank you to everybody on our YouTube memberships and everybody on our Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you'd like to know more about the exclusive content that we offer on either of the pages, check out the links in the description down below. Thank you Zarir for helping. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.